Hey, Cowboys Nation! Today we are diving deep into all the latest news, moves, and developments surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. And one of the biggest talking points recently has been the addition of Logan Wilson. From the moment the trade was announced, it sparked conversations across the fan base, not only because of what it meant for the linebacker position, but also because of the strategic implications for the team moving forward. On paper, swapping a seventh-round pick for a player like Wilson may not seem monumental. But when you consider the balance between cost, experience, and potential impact, it quickly becomes clear that this is a move designed with long-term flexibility and immediate defensive stability in mind. Even if someone doesn't have the star-level flash or hasn't had the most consistent track record recently, the investment here is minimal while the potential reward is significant. This is a calculated risk, one that allows the Cowboys to strengthen a key area of the defense without overcommitting resources or creating pressure on the salary cap. Looking at the numbers, Logan Wilson is under team control for the rest of the current season at just under $3 million, a figure that is extremely manageable given what he brings to the field. When you extend the lens to future seasons, the value continues to make sense. Approximately $6.5 million next year, and just over $7 million in 2027. These figures are non-guaranteed, which provides the Cowboys with the flexibility to evaluate his performance and decide whether to continue investing in him beyond the immediate term. Essentially, the team has the freedom to integrate Wilson into the system, assess whether he elevates the defense, and then make adjustments if necessary without being locked into a long-term financial commitment. That kind of flexibility is crucial for a team looking to balance building depth, managing a salary cap, and maintaining the ability to make additional moves throughout the season and beyond. Performance-wise, Logan Wilson has proven himself as a tackle machine and a formidable run defender. Over the years, he has been highly productive in stopping opposing offenses from gaining significant ground, and he has also demonstrated the ability to make interceptions at pivotal moments. While he may not be a lead in coverage, his overall contributions as a linebacker provide a dependable presence on the field, particularly in the middle of the defense. Compared to Kenneth Murray, Wilson represents an upgrade, not in dramatic fashion, but enough to improve the overall quality and reliability of the defensive unit. Having a player who can step into the central linebacker role, provide consistency, and also rotate in specific situations adds an important layer of versatility to the defense. It's the kind of move that immediately improves depth while giving coaches more options for structuring defensive sets depending on the opponent and the situation on the field. One of the most intriguing aspects of Wilson joining the Cowboys is the shift in the environment and defensive ecosystem around him. Previously, he was part of a defense that struggled to find consistency and cohesion. But now he enters a system that is better organized, has stronger personnel around him, and operates within a more efficient framework. This change of scenery is significant because defensive performance is often as much about the system and the players around you as it is about individual talent. Being in a better position to succeed, surrounded by teammates who can cover weaknesses and complement his skill set, may allow Wilson to return to, or even exceed, previous levels of performance. Even if he has lost a half step compared to his peak, a supportive defensive structure and smart scheme design could maximize his strengths while minimizing any limitations, making him a valuable piece of the puzzle for the Cowboys moving forward. Another factor to consider is how Wilson's arrival affects team dynamics and mental approach. Removing Murray from the equation and introducing a linebacker with a different style and set of skills can bring a fresh perspective to the position group. For fans who have been frustrated with the inconsistencies at linebacker, this move represents not just a tactical adjustment, but also a psychological boost. The feeling of stability, the sense that a player can step in and perform reliably week after week, contributes to team confidence and overall cohesion. While trades like this are never guaranteed successes, the combination of low financial risk, positional upgrade, and the potential for improved on-field performance creates an overwhelmingly positive scenario for the Cowboys. Looking closer at what Wilson can bring, he excels at reading plays and reacting quickly, which makes him particularly effective against the run. He has a history of stepping into gaps, diagnosing plays, and using his tackling ability to limit gains. Additionally, while he may not be a shutdown coverage linebacker, he has shown the capacity to make plays in passing situations when positioned correctly and given the right support from teammates. This versatility means that the Cowboys can deploy him in a variety of situations, whether it's handling base defensive snaps, subbing in during heavier run packages, or rotating on passing downs. It also allows for creative combinations with other linebackers and safeties to create mismatches against opposing offenses or to cover areas of the field more efficiently. Financially and strategically, the trade makes sense. For a seventh-round pick, obtaining a player of Wilson's experience and skill set is a clear win. It allows the Cowboys to invest their higher draft capital elsewhere while still addressing a need at linebacker. The contract structure is extremely manageable, and the team can make decisions in 2026 and 2027 without being hamstrung by long-term guarantees or injury clauses. In other words, the Cowboys have maximized value, minimized risk, and created a scenario where the player can either flourish or be replaced without major repercussions. From a roster-building perspective, that kind of flexibility is invaluable, especially in a league where defensive needs can shift dramatically from season to season. Beyond the numbers and the technical evaluation, there's the context of team, culture, and fit. Wilson brings a level of experience and professionalism that can influence not just the plays on the field, but also the locker room environment. Having a player who has faced adversity, learned to navigate challenges, and maintain performance under pressure adds intangible value to the team. These elements often go overlooked, but can be crucial in tight games and during stretches where team morale and cohesion are tested. Integrating someone like Wilson into the Cowboys linebacker group can set a standard for preparation, effort, and execution that benefits younger players and reinforces expectations at every level. Finally, it's worth considering how this trade fits into the broader picture of the Cowboys' defensive strategy. By bringing in Wilson, the team is not just replacing a position. They are recalibrating the linebacker core with an eye toward consistency, adaptability, and long-term planning. This move reflects an understanding that defense is an ecosystem. Individual performance, coaching schemes, and surrounding talent all interact to create results. When you upgrade one piece, and do so wisely, the positive effects ripple across the defense. Wilson's presence could improve communication, alignment, and execution among linebackers, defensive ends, and safeties, which in turn can elevate overall defensive performance and reduce breakdowns. Continuing with the Cowboys' defensive landscape, one of the most interesting aspects of acquiring Logan Wilson is how it changes the dynamics for the linebackers already on the roster. With Wilson stepping into the middle linebacker role, the team gains flexibility not only in their base defense, but also in sub-packages. Players like Demirov and Shamar James can be rotated in depending on coverage needs, which allows the coaching staff to experiment with matchups and reduce exposure for any players who might be struggling. In a league where opponents constantly adjust their game plans, having multiple capable options at a position is invaluable. It gives the team the ability to disguise intentions, adjust to offensive strengths, and maintain high-level performance throughout the game without overtaxing any single player. The impact on mental approach cannot be overstated. For years, fans have been vocal about frustration at the linebacker position, particularly regarding inconsistency in tackling and coverage. The arrival of Wilson provides a psychological boost to both players and supporters. There's a sense of stability that comes from knowing the team has a player who can perform reliably. This kind of confidence feeds into preparation during practice, in-game adjustments, and overall team morale. It also alleviates some of the pressure on coaches, who can now focus on developing younger talent while knowing the central position is securely anchored. Over the course of a season, that psychological edge can translate into a few critical stops that make the difference in close games. One of the subtler yet crucial factors in this move is the environment in which Wilson will now play. He comes from a defense that struggled to perform at a high level, but now enters a system that is structurally more sound, better coached, and surrounded by higher caliber teammates. The concept of a player thriving in a supportive ecosystem is not theoretical. It's well documented in football. Even a half step off from peak performance can be mitigated when the player is in a system that allows him to react to plays efficiently, trust his teammates to fulfill responsibilities, and execute within a clear scheme. This isn't just about individual ability. It's about maximizing that ability in context, and the Cowboys' defensive setup offers Wilson exactly that opportunity. Financial prudence is another layer of this trade that deserves attention. The Cowboys are not overspending, nor are they creating complicated future obligations. This is a low-risk, high-reward scenario. They acquire a player who has proven capability at a manageable cost, and they retain the flexibility to make roster adjustments if things do not unfold as expected. In a sport where injuries and underperformance are constant threats, this kind of strategic thinking allows the Cowboys to maintain long-term stability while addressing immediate needs. It's a measured approach that aligns with the philosophy of building a sustainable, adaptable team capable of contending year after year. Off the field, Wilson brings intangibles that can influence the culture of the locker room. Experience navigating adversity, maintaining consistency under pressure, and understanding what it takes to compete at a high level can have a ripple effect. Younger linebackers and other defensive players can learn from his approach, his preparation, and his on-field awareness. Leadership doesn't always come from the captain's patch or official titles. It often emerges from consistent performance, professionalism, and the ability to elevate the group around you. Adding Wilson into this context not only strengthens the defense on paper, but also sets a tone for the team's mindset, effort, and accountability. From a strategic perspective, this trade reflects a comprehensive understanding of how defenses operate as ecosystems. Every linebacker, safety, and defensive end is interconnected, and upgrading one piece can create improvement across the board. A player like Wilson, who reads plays well, reacts decisively, and integrates seamlessly into a structured system, enhances communication, alignment, and execution across the defensive unit. This can result in fewer blown assignments, more efficient rotations, and a more cohesive overall performance. It's not just about his individual stats. It's about the cumulative effect he has on the team's ability to limit opponents, generate turnovers, and control the pace of the game. Looking ahead, the Cowboys now have an intriguing set of options for managing their roster. Bringing in Wilson necessitates some moves, whether it's making cuts, placing players on injured reserve, or adjusting depth charts. These decisions are part of the ebb and flow of building a championship-caliber team. Each move will be weighed carefully against the overall strategy of maintaining balance across offense and defense, optimizing cap space, and ensuring that the team remains competitive in both the present and future seasons. The flexibility created by acquiring Wilson makes these decisions more manageable, allowing the front office and coaching staff to focus on long-term success without compromising the current roster's integrity. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Something big is stirring deep in the heart of Texas. According to whispers coming out of Frisco, the Dallas Cowboys have made a stunning internal move, and it's sending shockwaves across the league. Brian Schottenheimer, the veteran offensive mind with NFL roots stretching back decades, is reportedly stepping into full control of the Cowboys' offensive command. Word around team facilities suggests that the front office, frustrated by recent inconsistencies and playoff disappointments, decided it was time for a decisive change, and they didn't hesitate to make it. Sources close to the organization claim that tensions have been building behind closed doors for weeks. The offense, once electric under Dak Prescott, had grown predictable and hesitant, especially in high-pressure moments. That's when insiders say Jerry Jones and the Cowboys brass decided to roll the dice. The previous offensive leadership was quietly dismissed, and Schottenheimer, long respected for his discipline, structure, and run-first mentality, was handed the keys to the attack. Though the move hasn't been officially confirmed, it's fueling speculation that Dallas is preparing for a philosophical shift. Schottenheimer's playbooks have always emphasized balance, precision, and toughness, traits that align perfectly with what the Cowboys have been missing. Could this be the start of a new identity, one built on efficiency rather than flash? Some around the league think so. The timing, of course, couldn't be more intriguing. The Cowboys sit at a crossroads, boasting one of the league's most talented rosters, but haunted by postseason frustration. Bringing in Schottenheimer could signal a renewed commitment to discipline and fundamentals, or it could be a desperate gamble from a franchise chasing its elusive glory days. For now, nothing is official, but the buzz is impossible to ignore. Cowboys insiders describe a different energy at the Star, as if something big is brewing. Whether Brian Schottenheimer's takeover becomes the spark that reignites Dallas Super Bowl dreams or just another short-lived experiment remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the Cowboys are making noise again, and the league is paying attention. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.